May he reign.
Long may he reign, but not too long.
For the next 15 years before he fucking dies of old age.
He'll live long enough to let Leto the second be in charge. He's like, Scott, good luck.
We actually talked about that too. Like Caesar's gonna leave. This shit gets real.
The second he's like, ooh, we finally took care of the Talaxu. Who the fuck is this guy on the worm? Who's this dude who's turning into a worm? Yeah, that's too weird for me. I'm out. Good luck, Scott. And then he went
So,
off into the nothing.
Red, what happened last time?
Well, a lot of fun things happened last time, as the aftermath of the destruction of a few important buildings that of Daniel's project they had going on. We're dealing with the repercussions of investigations, cleaning up the debris, getting some help from the House of Lexi, as Daniel had immediately set off for everyone to keep an eye on and figure out what's went wrong, setting out Fiala to help with investigations as Scott was dealing with that and getting help from Alexi as they brought aid as well and to figure out how this all went down as with Fiala keeping out and also giving reports back with Dennis as well. It came down to be that the confrontation or the destruction of the building came from the fact there was a design flaw that was built in that caused the accident. And there was no other foul play that we could find at the very least. Dan, of course, immediately, once that information was received and along with their own investigations, talked with Zivka to explain in some ways like I want repaid reparations for this, as well as he's fine with continuing working with the Molotov company. And she will, of course, acquiesce to this, as she will have to talk to the board and hopefully find a way to smooth over rough feathers, essentially, as this has set the project back for some time. Daniel, for this part, seems to, with this going on, decide to immediately go forward with his plan at an accelerated rate, as now they have decided to completely cut ties with the Belentalaxu entirely, as well as go under the House for Venom and, well, reach out the House Nyx, as whatever plan they had originally has now been out of place, as he's calling back his men, preparing his people, locking down the city. Whoever did this, he wants found. Brick, you're allowed to keep hold of any way for a person to come in. I want people shaken down of any questioning, basically. And things were set in motion as House Nyx, who it was, fully helped him get out of the way, as the whatever ties for the Benetalax who happened, they quietly left the city. House's Nyx engagement to Scott was announced and seems to be continuing forward. And quietly, he was placed in the hands of the House for Venom now, as they are dealing with that. And of course, while that's going on, we'll get a bit of another rapport from lovely Peter, as Peter made his way there to apologize, of course, for what went wrong, that he has immediately went to the board to increase the budget to a much larger amount to hopefully fix what was broken and get back on track, essentially. And that now that he noticed Brooks and a couple other arrangements with the lockdown of the city, he's wanted to help out, of course. He wanted to give some way for cameras, things like that. Things to make this easier for Daniel, more in the sense for friendship than any price he was willing to pay for whatever Daniel thought he was going to pay for. Peter's just really invested in people, he would tell him, and that he thinks as friends, this is something we do for each other. As Daniel, cautious but not questioning, decided to allow this to go forward with. As Peter asked about the Bene Gesserit, Fiala, who was here, and how she was working out for the house, and it seems Daniel didn't have too much to report in that regard. Though Peter did make a point to reach out to Fiala and talk with her and see how she was doing, and she seemed to be fine, if nothing else. And even with her, very much her insight, she was not able to grasp Peter, his personality, his mindset. Though she did thank him and say goodbye as they further went on to continue with everything going on, especially when the equipment that was given to them by Peter, Dennis contacted Daniel immediately and showing his concern, as this equipment seemed to be much more. It's high grade, top of the line, and that it's worth a lot. And this seems to be a bit of a weird thing with them, maybe a chemical analyzer, something like that. Though with Dennis is looking into it and further, taking it apart and looking at it, it looks like it seems to reveal that it can tell when their face dances around, as Daniel brought in that piece of he caught off with the dead brick or the fake brick at the very least with the real one and was able to subtly notice the difference as it was the smell, at least the same thing that Fiala had mentioned before. And while Dennis was very much uneasy about this, as having this type of technology to figure out what a face dancer is could be dangerous, especially if anyone finds out. Daniels decided to
It's
separate this
not
stuff
that. It's
from.
the fact that the
Mhm.
technology itself is illegal to own.
Oh, it's illegal to own. Thank you. Which could be dangerous if anyone finds out. Daniel still thought it would be best to keep this around. That to the regular old equipment that we also got, well, could be used for what its purpose is, but this will be used for us essentially. And he did thank Peter for his kind donation, though Peter did seem to respond with confusion as he did not place the order. Though Daniel did not go further in asking questions about that, just taking that information for what it was, or at least not showing what he thought about that when he found out. So things continue forward as he got after sending out his men to continue that other project he had with the spaceport, he got a notice about, someone wanting to meet him as Lord Hades reached out to have an invitation with dinner in Yorth, neutral territory. Daniel, probably realizing this meant either something had gone wrong or maybe his men were caught, decided to go to Europe to speak with Lord Hades. And while there was a bit of tension possibly as they met at a very lovely brothel there, it seems it went well as Lord Hades revealed that he was a bit in need of help. Since Daniel had stepped away for the Benetelaxu, that he wished to have the same type of outcome as well without losing his life because he fears that they are inside his city and that if he does not find a way to let them go, he will be slave to them or they will just replace him with someone else essentially. And that is very dangerous. And he's willing to work with Daniel with that because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Daniel, of course, decided that this would, all things aside, business is business, and was willing to work with Hades to find a chance to come with a mutual alliance. Particularly, of course, as now there's a chance to hopefully, help him out with the situation. As I don't believe Daniel told exactly how they know what the face dances are, but he knows a way to give some reassurance for Lord Hades. And with that, the alliance was sealed as they made their way back home. And celebrations were a bit cut short as Dennis would have informed Daniel that the mother of the Bene Gesserit was here. One Miss Varys was here to speak with Daniel. And though Daniel was obviously concerned, the conversation was very much frank as the mother of Varys explained that she was, with Theala being so new when it came to experiencing of jobs outside of the Bene Gesserit, her telling or helping find this face dancer was dangerous, and in fact, something that she was not supposed to do. And the fact that they know means that they are also in her sights as well, and she was not going to kill them, as she would tell Fiala, but wanted to make sure the warning was heard that no one else must know that they have a chance to even notice a difference between a face dancer, and that this secret must remain with them, or subtly, or else. And though she did speak with Fiala after giving her information to Daniel, she warned Fiala, a nice reminder about the place she was in, and that while Varys does not understand exactly how this plan came to be, she was not too pleased about the whole thing, and that she needs to do better and not screw this up. And Fiala, of course, acquiesces to her mother's criticisms. Dennis and Scott had a bit of a Dennis had a bit of a conversation as well. Because now they have to with Fiala apologizing. Daniel seemed to be fine with that, though a bit of a ribbing on his side, as now they have to deal with a lot more eyes. Though Daniel seems to be dealing with some good things at the very least. I think that's how it ended. Yes, a nice little backhand slap. Yes.
Well, Grant, eventually, I mean, how did the Bene Gesserit eventually end up? Are they winners in 15 years?
I mean, listen. At the end of
I'm
the
saying,
day,
did this whole God King Messiah thing really work out for him?
listen. They
I'm reading the
just
book right now, and it's not, and it sounds like they're stupid.
they just needed like a kick to you know. Be more open-minded.
Yeah. Okay, Zaz, I have to talk to you about something at the end of this session about something that happens in that book. But yeah,
I need him to shit talk more people.
adapt or die.
It helps me when I'll pull the trigger.
I'm just.
I cannot believe I'm dealing with a Vantalaxi Defender, the objectively a group that like just loses every time they're mentioned in like basically almost anything in Dune. They're basically almost never successful.
I don't know. Like like I said, I'm still on the second book, and the whole conspiracy is already found out by the end of the first chapter.
Yes. But yeah, no. It was I think things are getting heated up at House Alias. It's we did in fact we didn't have any Ixians show up, but well, just their devices.
Who knows? Who knows, man? Maybe a Sadako will even show up.
Come on, Grunt. Got to collect them all.
I almost forgot. We had Daniel did kill another Benetalaxu. He did find another face dancer in the city that was caught, and he killed immediately and made someone a face dancer killer apparently as well. Like, your job now is to kill face dancers, what I tell you to, and never question it.
Listen, you have a promotion.
Never question it. Never tell anyone about it.
Listen, you can have a special sticker that you just can't show anybody.
But I think the next event on your agenda should be the wedding, like the wedding event between Nyx and Elias. Because you did get betrothed. That is actually what we're gonna tackle next.
Hope you're happy with your wife, Scott.
Well, that depends. Are you gonna keep calling her autistic?
I mean,
Will Zach, keep doing that? Yes.
Yes. That would be amazing.
Will Daniel ever do that? No. That's just rude.
That's rude. And also, the mother can kill you.
She's a part of the family now.
Unless she was replaced with a face dancer, but that would never happen. Right,
No,
Red?
never.
Daniel has... when is Daniel ever rude to a member of his own family? This is slander.
how dare you?
Yeah, how dare I? So what happened to your father?
It's a tragic accident.
And what happened to your brother?
Really. It was a tragic accident, really.
And why is the rest of the family not part of the company?
Because they're all incompetent.
There you go. So see, he is straight up.
That's not rude. That's truthful.
And well, I assume you would be okay with hosting the wedding at their place.
Yeah. See no reason not to.
Ours is kind of a dump, to be honest.
Well, it's less of that and more of a hey. I mean, you could host it at your own because.
Nah, theirs is more secure.
I was gonna say they do want it to be a more private private event. Although you do get incessant messages from Alexi that he wants to attend.
I say yes, but Daniel gets the final say.
My son's friend really wants to attend. I'll ask Lady Nyx if it's alright if one of my heir's friends attends.
Yeah, no, you can invite whoever you wish. As long as it's like close friends or like people you actually care about. She doesn't want the whole grand wedding where like noble houses show up because it's customary.
Yeah. Lexi can come, but we'll be told that this is a more low-key affair, a private affair, really. So, it's not going to be a whole lot of people there.
Should we really only invite our allies and business partners. Because it would just be
if
kids.
it's-
Kids.
I mean,
I think
the
Alexis
thing
the
is,
only
kids
one.
aren't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids aren't really friends. They're just business partners. Like, and Nick seems to like only want close friends or relations there, not
Fair
just
enough.
like people we've done business with.
Fair enough.
So yeah, and you after the whole business you had to deal with. This is more of a this is relaxing, right? This is a wedding party. I mean, it's also conveniently placed, like 2 days before the grand wedding of the planet. But that's a party I don't think any of you really wanted to attend anyways. Like, who cares what these like high pompous nobles marry? It's not that relevant.
Not really my kind of thing.
The only thing, like, how's Nyx has to go because it's Damocles' daughter that's getting married, so they do care about that. But other than that, they just like I hate my life.
Well, hope for the best. You know, hope the bride and groom have a long, happy life together.
Yeah, nothing bad
I think it's
would
the
happen.
beginning of a beautiful marriage. Perfect couple.
Nothing can possibly go wrong, but
Y'all foul for that.
yeah, exactly.
Nothing bad ever happens to Kairos.
Yeah, Red. This is where we retroactively somehow fuck up that marriage.
It's already fine. It's already been taken care of.
One of the members are dead.
I know it's just somehow retroactively going to be our fault.
It's like, guys, I have a mission for you.
Okay, all right, Koth. You know, all right, Koth. I know we split pretty. I know it's one amicable, but I'll do you one last solid. Who do I need to kill?
Listen, I swear to God, if we do not get that bonus, gosh, you're going to get a 1 out of 5-star review.
Well,
You one last time for old time's sake.
One last ride.
I presume you would bring Fiala to this wedding at Nyx.
Yeah. She's probably the closest thing to an actual bodyguard we can trust.
Oh, that's
Considering that I don't want to bring an Ixian scanner out into public, she's my living Ixian scanner.
Yes. As well, your entourage would arrive there probably a day before the actual wedding event, as there will be a formal escort as per usual, taking you from the shuttle port through the city. I'll be honest. Anyone who wants to make me a discipline roll, just to like notice maybe a detail or two on the way to the royal palace, not the royal palace, but a noble palace.
Can we all roll it, or is it just like one person?
No,
making a roll?
you can all roll it. I would say,
Right.
let me see if any of your focuses apply. I would say espionage would apply to this,
you know.
but
Yeah.
I would consider this a challenge because the reputation of this place is well known,
I was
right?
gonna say you can just buy threat also.
I think for this I should be good.
Nah.
Okay. Actually, 3 successes. For that I will dignify you. Second. That's fine then. Listen, business as usual. As Fiona, as you kind of like as the vehicle takes you through the city streets, at some point, it's a weird sensation. Pretty sure you're being watched. And as you try to like maybe glance outside, see who is watching you. There's like people going about on the streets. Can't exactly figure it out, but the sensation just passes. Very weird.
Mm.
Don't worry about it.
I think Fiala will take note of that and be a little bit more on guard at the very least. Then again, this place has a history, has a reputation.
This, yeah, but the reason why I brought this up is this is not what you would feel, because yeah, of course you're being watched by Nick's spies and their guards and their security in this quote unquote sentry post. The city. Have you ever been to the city before?
This would be Fiala's first
So
time.
yeah, it's Fiala. This is a confusing maze of poorly illuminated streets and optical illusions purposefully built to just confuse you. No, the reason I'm bringing this up, there is a familiarity to this gaze. Can't place it. But listen, it passes. That's the important thing. It was there and it just went away.
That's more concerning, but I understand.
Should have bought threat. Now, as everyone is, I'm not sure if you're making any sort of small talk on the way there.
Oh, I think Fiala would. At the very least, I don't think Daniel does small talk. I just assumption wise, but I think she would ask Scott mainly about his bride to
You are
be.
correct.
What would you ask, Scott?
Yeah, she's asking Scott because this is their first time meeting House Nix officially. So
Oh, yeah, just they're not very sociable. You'll kind of see, but they're more like Daniel. So think about when you talk to them, you're like talking to Daniel.
understandable. But I asked about your future wife, spouse.
Oh, she's nice. She's friendly. She likes to talk about killing things and how to do it and the best, most efficient way to do it.
Attractive woman, I see then.
Yeah, you two might get along with that.
Very well then. Is this a marriage of romantic interest or convenience?
Like you're gonna see, like Scott's like kind of nervous. Like he's not his usual like confident self. I like her. She's nice. We get along. I haven't spent a great deal of time since we were posing to be at war. I've been able to send her a few messages back and forth. But I do like her, and we get along very great. We have a lot of similar interests. And this will help further both houses.
I see. I will be sure to bless you both on your wedding day then, at the very least. She kind of like glances at Daniel before looking at Scott. Well, I'm very excited now to meet the what is her name? I'm sorry, your
Althea.
Althea. Yes, I'll be sure to. I'm very excited to meet this Althea Nix that seems to have you so flustered. So.
Yeah, I think you guys would get along. She's probably going to be interested in your ways of assassination.
I think it's best if I try not to step on too many toes. At the very least, at least for my normal interaction, a woman well, might be a little bit more possessive of her man at the very least.
Fair enough. We didn't. Scott tries to like redirect the conversation. Well, you had your guest. You didn't seem too pleased afterwards. You all right?
It is. Sorry for that. I was just a little bit caught on off guard, but Mother Varys has was a nice reminder, of course.
Did you? Was she a reminder, or was it a talk?
Both.
He'll look towards Daniel. Yeah. If you ever need somebody to talk to, I feel like I can relate to that.
About Mother Varys, I think it's best if we do not speak too much about it.
That's fair.
Don't try to get secrets out of the Ben and Gesserit boy. It's bad for one's health.
He's not wrong.
Scott just kind of like looks out at the city.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised you didn't invite Dennis along.
Dennis has no patience for these type of events, even less so than I do.
Well, I assume we'll bring him back a souvenir.
We're bringing back one of Lady Nyx's daughters. I think that's souvenir enough, don't you?
Besides, I need to leave somebody in the palace to hold down the fort in my absence, and Brick is not up to that task.
I can understand that.
Well, as you arrive at the residence, you do notice out front, and this is very unusual because we've been here a couple of times and it was never like this. There's people, there's like several cars and guards going about, talking to each other. Everything seems to be kind of in a rush. As your own vehicle stops and you get out, you can actually overhear these guards, which are usually very silent and reserved. They are clearly, I would say, in a panic.
Fiala,
Mm-hmm.
my lord, stay here for a second. I just want let me and her figure out that, make sure everything's safe, if you do not mind.
Daniel just dismisses with a gesture.
Scott, you approach the guards and they kind of like take notice of you and then stand at attention. It says, "My lord,
What seems to be going on?"
your other guest, Lord Vodnik. I believe he has ventured into the city on his own. We are currently trying to locate him.
Alone? Why?
We don't know. These streets can be quite dangerous for those who don't know where they're going or who they're talking to, and a lord like himself is an easy target. Do our best
tell
to
me about it.
retrieve him swiftly.
Is there anything I can do to help?
No, please. I'm looking like one of the other guards will step in and says, "My lord, I will escort you inside, and we'll give you an update when we find your friend."
My lord,
He's gonna.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry, go say what you were gonna say.
Fiala turns to Scott would you wish for me to help in locating your friend?
If you go, you'll never come out.
Very well then.
He'll look back at Daniel and give him a nod that everything's fine.
Daniel will get up and go towards them.
Well,
What is the issue?
Seems Alexei has decided to wander off into the city.
Oh,
Mm.
what a shame. Well, we have a
Fia-
marriage. We have a marriage to get to.
Fiala offered to go looking for him, but I told her that if she goes in the city, she won't be coming out. Unless you think otherwise, I'd like to keep our bodyguard close.
Will it look bad if a lord dies here in the city? I will do what you command, of course.
Nobody will care about Alexei.
Hmm.
Too great.
Yeah,
Damn.
Daniel is walking. Daniel is
Yeah.
walking in.
There you
Daniel truly does not care about Alexei. Alexei serves no purpose in his overall plan, so don't care.
are. As listen, it's fine. As you are eventually brought inside. Um, at this point, there's only Anicia who's here to greet you. And she kind of like bows and says, "Good day, my lords. I have to excuse the rest of my family. We are trying to locate your friend, and my husband is preparing for other business matters, and he'll join us shortly."
Yes. My apology on behalf of the Lord Vodnik. He wanted to support Scott, friend of his, but well, his foolishness reaches new heights every time I interact with him.
She nods. Well, it would still look quite bad if if something bad would happen to him on our streets. So we'll try and avoid that if possible. In the meantime, the guards will escort you to your quarters, and we'll have dinner together in a couple of hours.
Thank you.
She kind of like nods as the guards will escort you. And Fiala, the manor does follow suit with the rest of the city. Poorly illuminated, and it seems like everything here is a health hazard. Just meant
Oh,
to like trip you if you're not careful.
OSHA would not approve.
Benedict, this is it. This is fine.
That's true. That is true. For you, I would say this place is less of a danger. But yeah, it's still kind of like weird to be like, well, this railing is specifically designed so it has gaps in it, so you can't. The steps are just purposefully uneven. Everything's tilted at a weird angle. This specific step is slippery for no reason, just because, well, fuck you. That's why.
I probably want to talk to the architect, but he's been killed probably, so no one can tell what the houses look like.
Pretty much. But eventually, when you get to the guest quarters and you open the door, just a wave of normalcy hits you. At least your rooms are normal. As you can all unpack, unwind a bit, freshen up before dinner. If there's anything any of you would like to do or talk before then, feel free to let me know now.
I think. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go first, please.
Rianne would probably want to talk to Daniel for a second.
It would be nice for
Oh,
Rianne to
sorry,
talk to
Fiala.
Daniel.
I'm so sorry. God damn it, I just came from the game. Fiala. Sorry, I would like to talk to
We'll
Daniel.
recruit her eventually. It's fine.
No, it's fine. Just let me talk to Daniel.
House Alias has a much better relationship with Peter, anyways.
Oh, Rihanna would be evil quickly so well. God damn it. But yes, Fiala would knock on Daniel's door.
Yes, come in.
Forgive me, my lord. I do not wish to nag, and I do not wish to speak too freely with the situation we find ourselves in. I just. Are you sure it is all right to leave your friend wanting the streets with our input, at the very least, with our circumstances the way they are? Would that be wise?
If you and Scott think that we should help find the Vodnik boy, we'll help.
It's more to do with the fact that, well, we want to make sure he returns fully as himself, right? And Fiala gives you a meaningful look when she says that.
Suppose you're correct. Though a face dancer wouldn't be able to do much more damage than that man would do on his own. But you speak the truth. We'll help find the Vodnik boy. I'll indulge my boy's concerns.
Thank you, my lord. You are too kind.
Well, as well, the guest rooms do have a kind of like a view of the front of the in like outer courtyard. Yala, you have hyper awareness, so I'm not gonna make you roll. You like glance out the window and it's like something is happening at the front of the property.
Hmm. Can I go check that out? As she will. It seems that there's been a bit of commotion at the front. To Daniel before. I'm going to go, if it's all right with you, my lord. I'm going to poke my nose around and see if there's something of interest there.
Would be nice of you if you would bring Scott along, because they don't really trust you, Fiala. You get the feeling that they're quite uneasy. They're made uneasy by your presence.
Oh, understandable. If with your permission, I will ask Lord Scott if he would be all right to escort me too, as well.
Take the boy, check it out. Keep me informed.
Of course. She will bow to Daniel and quickly make her way to Scott's room.
Yeah, Scott, there's like a sharp knock as Fiala.
What seems to be the matter?
Well, I have urged Lord Daniel about my concerns about your missing friend at the very least, especially with things going on. I think we should try to retrieve him for many reasons. And well, it seems there's a bit of commotion outside, and I think it would be best to check it out. Though me wandering along on my own, I think, would be a poor decision. Nick seems to be.
Say no more. He'll look back towards Daniel's room and then he'll look at her and nod and say, "Let's get going."
As you kind of like navigate, you find the guard and eventually. Actually, no. Do you find the guard, or you just trying to like navigate to the front of the palace?
No, we'll find a guard because this place is disorienting.
Yeah, there's a guard at the end of the hallway, just like yes, my lord.
There seems to be some commotion in the front. We would like to go assist, figure out what's going on.
I believe Lord Vodnik has arrived, and he'll start leading you outside. As as you kind of like exit in the kind of the front area, you can see it is Alexei. It's kind of like he's talking to some guards. He's wearing a different style of clothing than you've seen him in usual. Scott. He tends to wear more kind of like flashy clothes, something that catches the attention, something that provides sort of ease of movement as well. It's a sort of practicality to it. These are just some long dark robes. As you can like see, he has like that have a large hood. It's just kind of like pulled back. and he has like some like a bandana around his head that's kind of like pulled up. No, not like a bandana. How you would say, like a blindfold, like a piece of clothing that's just kind of like hanging, and the guards are just actively talking as you two approach, and the guard questioning him just kind of like turns to you and bows and says, "My lord, it appears Lord Vatnik has made his way to us somehow." And Alexis seems like so proud of himself right now.
He's gonna look at Fiala to see if there's if she can detect anything.
Fiala has her head cocked. Is she looking at this very strange? Like, I know it's like weird, but strange attire this guy's wearing.
Yeah,
It is strange.
Scott's even gonna give off like, nah, this is weird. Fiala, do your thing.
Nods slowly as she. I assume we can. He's close by. I can go up to him without
Yeah.
too much issue.
He says, "And who's this lovely lady with you, my lord Scott?"
This is one of our new security, Fiala, Alexi, Fiala.
Ah, and he'll
Oh, my
like
lord.
kind of like bow and like take your hand to kiss it.
She would, of course, blush in that quilly. What the grunt? Is there a way I can see if he has a different scent at all?
Yeah, you can either roll me discipline or understand, but in your case, discipline will be better, I think.
Okay, yeah.
You can buy that threat.
If it's all right, I'm thinking of that. Just in case. Just in case.
How much?
Buy as much as you'll want.
Yeah, go
This
for
is
it.
pretty important.
Yeah. Then I have. Let's see which one I'm gonna roll with.
So then two extra dice.
Yes. I have 2 extra dice.
Remember,
And
this will determine a lot of
I will
things.
use determination as well. If that's all right.
Yeah. He is definitely a normal person. There's no weird smell.
Well, my lord, it's lovely to meet you. I've heard so many good things about you at the very least, and you have quite a character on you.
Ah, well, they doubted me. They told me no man can navigate this city. I told them I'll take that as a challenge, good sir, and I did it. I found my way here on my own, and such an epic journey I've had. Felt like I walked through the jaws of the underworld itself. God, I can only tell you the wonderful things I've seen.
All right. Well, why don't you come inside?
Average white suburbanite when he walks through Chicago.
Yes. Why don't you come inside? We're going to be having dinner soon, and you can tell me about it then.
Oh, yes, please. It seems you had quite a harrowing challenge, my lord. You must tell us.
I shall indeed regale you with the tales of my adventures. Truly, this life is not worth living if you're not taking such risks. They tell you it's impossible. You defy that statement. He like walks with you inside.
Yeah, Scott's gonna once they walk him to his room. Scott's gonna want to try to talk to Daniel.
Yeah, well, he has a room literally next to yours. This is
Oh,
the guest
fuck.
wing. They only have
Hey.
one guest wing in this house. Have to make do.
Fiala, can you do me a favor?
You're telling me this place isn't the hip happening place to be?
No, Fiala, can
My
you
lord?
make sure our guest stays put till supper? I need to talk to Daniel about something.
Of course, my lord. I would be happy to entertain Lord Rodnick as she grabs. I'm not sure how forward it would be, but she would like grab his hand and everything like that.
Oh, he'll like play into it. He'll like walk with you.
As she's about to walk by, he said, Fiala,
Mhm.
talk to him.
Of
When you
course,
said
my lord.
entertain, he's like, talk.
Of course, my lord. Best behavior, I promise.
All right, and then he'll go to Daniel's room and knock on
Can't
the door.
believe it. She's gonna break Brick's heart.
Hey, why does Alexei have that big smile on his face and his hair is all messy?
So yeah,
Yes, boy.
you walk into Daniel's room. Daniel, you can kind of like have heard the commotion outside.
So what was that all about?
I guess Alexei seemed to have made his way back. And I'm having our friend keep an eye on him. There doesn't seem to be any weirdness about him. He's just Alexei being Alexei.
He found his way through the city on his own?
It seems to be so.
Maybe fools do have all the luck in the universe.
Maybe. And like Scott's gonna kind of like lower his guard, and he's just gonna be like, Daniel, can I talk to you about something?
Your permission to speak?
What? I have fought your battles and I have flown your ships, and I'll be honest, with everything that's happening, I didn't flinch when our visitors have come. I'm terrified of this wedding. I don't know how to be a husband and a father, and I don't really. And I was hoping you could give some advice, I guess.
You've come to the wrong man for advice on those matters. I've never been a husband, and I've never been a father.
I know. I really don't want to mess this up. And I don't
cannot
really
tell you how to love your new wife, Scott. I cannot tell you the proper things to do. What I can tell you, though, she will be your partner. Your affairs will be hers, her affairs will be yours. I do not recommend keeping them secret. Distrust like that breeds resentment amongst companions. Treat her respectfully, treat her honestly, treat her how her station expects her to be treated. If you fall in love with her and she falls in love with you, that is fine. But do not expect that to happen. Marriages like this are not about love, they're not about companionship. They're about duty. Show her the respect that duty deserves. If more grows out of it, then that would be all fine. But if it doesn't, treat her well enough regardless.
Yes, my lord. If there's nothing else, I shall take my leave and not have Lexi bore our guest to death.
Oh, if the worst thing Alexei does is bore our guests, I think we'll all be very lucky. Just make sure that. Just a reminder, remember, ultimately, the witch is right. We should keep an eye on him. We should care about him. He's here at our request. If he makes a fool of himself more, it reflects poorly on us.
Fair. If there's nothing else, I will continue my duties.
Yes. Dismissed. And try to look happy. I can look miserable here all I want. This is supposed to be a happy day for you. Try to smile.
Scott smiles and says, "Yes, my lord." And he makes his way towards the 2 rooms down.
Well, meanwhile, Fiala, do you go with Alex into his own room or do you bring him into yours?
I think she would go into Alexi's room essentially.
I see, like, you both walk in. It's like, that is true. I didn't take the bags with me. I don't suppose they
But
have extra clothes for me.
my lord, you came here without clothing of your own?
I did. It's just the man told me to leave them with him.
The man, my lord? Did you meet
The
another
guide
attendant? Ah,
called
a
himself the
guide.
guide. Yes, the blind prophet.
Blind prophet? Can you speak more of him? That seems like an interesting title.
I, I when I arrived, the local guard told me that they were here to escort me, and as they were taking me to what I believe was their tourist area, they did tell me to stay close, that the city is dangerous for newcomers and people can get easily lost. And I said, I have a great sense of orientation. I have studied manuscripts on surviving in the wilds. I can survive the urban jungle as well. And I think
Hmm.
they maybe have laughed. So I maybe took that as a challenge, and I told them, "Stay right here, my lords. It's an order." And I went straight into the first alley where I saw.
Ah, my lord is very bold then.
I would like to think myself, yes, bold, courageous. I aspire to be like the heroes of old.
I see. A large aberrations, my lord. I know if it was me, I would have been frightened out of my wits.
But this is why people like me should help people like you take that fear and shoulder it for you, my lady. I would never let you be afraid alone.
Fiala smiles and like blushes. She's trying not to. Oh God. But my lord, you spoke of a prophet, a guide. How did you come upon these people? How did they come upon you?
To my shame and arrogance, my utter disgrace, I did in fact get lost, I believe. This city is quite brutal. I thought it was just the buildings that were tilted at all the wrong angles, and the streets and the walkways, and but the people. But no, apparently they have optical illusions to make you think that you're going one way when you're going another. I even went down an alleyway which had a fake ceiling that imitated a different part of the skyline
Ah,
that was changing every time you pass through it, and you would just go around in circles. I can say that I was utterly humiliated, and I think I deserve that completely and fully for my foolishness. And there I was in the jaws of the beast, ready to just, you know what? I would never give in to defeat or despair, but I would go down swinging. When this man approached me, he had a blindfold on, had robes like this, and he gestures to his own clothes. Called himself the prophet. And told me that the only way to survive and reach my destination is to also put a blindfold on and follow him and just let destiny guide us.
ah, I see
And
then.
he said it with a passion and with a sincerity which I know when people are lying to me, you know, I can feel it in their voice, in their soul. So I
But
let my bags, I dropped my earthly possessions. I took the robes on, I put the blindfold on, and I gave over my life into the hands of fate, God, whoever you, whatever you may believe, and just followed into the footsteps of the prophet. And before I knew it, I was walking alone, and the palace was in sight.
Fiala looks enraptured right now. That is, wow, that is amazing, my lord. Truly, you have been blessed that this day, as you found a way out of such a dangerous situation.
I have learned a valuable lesson. Sometimes in life, you just have to let go. Take a leap of faith. I have been humiliated, but I will take this lesson to heart.
The best lessons they are, my lord. Though I do worry about your clothing at the very least. I'm not too sure, but we can always ask, well, House Nix. Maybe even Lord Scott will have some way to help you with that as well.
I have to wear these robes for the entire duration. I will take it as my penance.
Well, I'm not too sure you can do any type of dancing inside the robes, though.
You are correct. But then again, I am not the groom, so dancing is not expected out of me. I will sit content on the sidelines. This is,
So my
after
lord.
all, Lord Elios's spotlight. Moment in the spotlight.
But my lord, I was so looking forward for a chance to dance with you. Are you saying you won't even at least entertain me for a little bit from that crowd?
If my lady asks, I shall cut open the robes to be able to dance properly.
Fiala smiles. Pull it together. Fiala smiles, looking very pleased. Well, very well, my lord. Is there anything else that happened during your escapades? Anything of interest outside of your prophet?
We did talk. He spoke of mysterious, esoterical things. I can't say I understood much of it. I am clearly not open-minded and wise enough.
The minds of a prophet are usually confounding with riddles and mysterious that are hard to grasp. But maybe I can help you unravel that. What did you speak of?
Told me about the future, about how many people are gonna die, about monstrous, horrible things. At least that's what I understood. And, well, I wish I could have asked him, but every question I asked seemingly was answered by questions of his own. I think it was meant as a moment of introspection for me.
What questions did he ask of you?
When I asked, how does he know about people who are gonna die? He asked me, how does a murderer know when the victim will die? And that just is a very nonsensical answer to my feeble mind. I asked him if he is the murderer. He told me that each of us are a murderer on our own. As you can imagine, conversation was difficult. But eventually I will be able to understand. I have his words in my head and I will write them down. Whatever I can manage to remember. And think them over. I think I would have called him insane if not he was able to walk through this maze-like of a city blindfolded.
Well, if it pleases you, my lord, I would appreciate too if you made such a list that I may look at it too as well. I have my own copy. Such profound knowledge is always worth pursuing.
My lady, as much as I would like to share this with you, he told me that these sort of experiences have to be lived through, not read about in books. I told him how much I like to read books, He told me life is lived, not read.
A very wise statement.
That's why I said I must find the wisdom in the rest of the statements he's made.
Well, at the very least, this has been greatly entertaining and profound, my lord. I am glad to see that you are safe. We did worry about you greatly. We're going to go have a rescue party to go out and find you.
My shame would have been bottomless.
Sometimes having your friends and your comrades aid you is just a show of strength to show how much you've done well for allies. Those who show loyalty to you shows a reflection of who you are as a person.
He nods and stares at you for a couple of seconds. Says, "You can see my lady is both beautiful and wise." As at this moment, Scott just kind of like knock at the door. As you walk in, Scott. They're just kind of like sitting on the bed talking.
Oh, hello, my lord. Did things go well?
Yeah. Yeah, things went fine. How are you two holding up?
I was
Well,
regaling Lady Fiala here with my exploits.
it is truly a tale, my lord. It seems Lord Alexei had made a triumphant discovery of a prophet who guided him back here and bestowed upon him great wisdom.
Let me just take a look here. Yeah, Scott's faith is the lowest stat, so he just looks skeptical as shit. All right. Well, Spice has been known to let people see the future, I guess.
Grant, I almost forgot to say, Fiala would have incited Alexei with doing this whole thing to figure out if he's lying or hiding something from her.
I mean, sure. With the roll.
Okay,
I think you all know about the sort of effects spice can have on someone if consumed enough. You never saw the man's eyes.
Yeah, I want to know if I should put it on a truth or challenge right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do the ultimate measure of a man is where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. I want to see this guy's off this fucking rock or not. And
No, he looks like he has just had a spiritual awakening.
damn,
All right.
we'll lose him to the Freeman.
Phil? Sorry. Alexi, do you have a change of clothes? Do you like?
I'm afraid to
need-
say, sir, I do not, which is why I must beg for your assistance in this matter. If you may have more suitable wedding attire than this.
Phil, go back into my room, please, and can you fetch the outfit that you think will closely fit my friend here?
Give me a second. She will like touch Alexei's shoulders and arms for a second, and his side is like, I think I got it.
You just see him
Very well.
immediately blush as you like take some basic measurements.
I will be returning shortly, my lord. Don't go too far. She will acquiesce to Scott's words, essentially.
You leave both of them alone in the room. It seems to relax a bit as she leaves.
So, Prophet, huh?
He nods.
You didn't also happen to leave all your money in your clothes, right?
Earthly possessions of little interest. Knowledge I gained. I would leave double the money.
What knowledge is that?
The realization that nothing is under your control and we are just passengers on the transient train of time going through space.
Well, you're talking to a spacefarer So, yeah.
I've always thought we should try to wrestle destiny and fight for our own path in life, but this experience has taught me that sometimes you just need to learn to let go.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it just seems like fucking like mind blown there.
Is this like the equivalent of like a first year college student who just took philosophy and has it figured out?
That's
You're
yeah,
like,
he is clearly enamored with whatever he experienced. And he doesn't
uh,
seem to be on drugs.
all right. Can you describe what this prophet looked like?
He was a bit taller than myself. Broad-shouldered, dark hair. Had like gestures for his blindfold. Had one of these around his eyes. He was just walking. He could see.
All right. So, Alexi, this is what I want you to do. Strip off that robe. Go take a shower. There will be clothes on the bed when you get ready. I want you to stay here, and I will come get you when it's time for dinner. All right.
Yeah, he immediately starts stripping.
Uh, all right. I wasn't expecting. All right. I'll see you later, Alexi, and I'm going to find a guard.
As you walk out. Fiala, you return with a set of clothes. As you can you just let her walk in.
He should be in the shower by the time I fucking leave, and it should be
Yeah.
quick enough that you should get out.
That's true. Fiala, as you walk in with fresh set of clothes, he has in fact not walked into the shower. He is folding carefully the robe onto the bed. He is butt naked. And he just kind of like stares at you entering and just kind of like, it's like one of those cartoons that, like starts getting red. Just kind of like as the embarrassment level increases.
Oh, forgive me, my lord. It seems I caught you at a very. I will apologize. I will just leave this here. It's all right.
Yes. Thank you.
It seems you are not injured, which is good.
No. I'm quite fine. Yes, quite fine.
She smiles. She's not looking down. She's giving him respect at that regard, as she will place the clothes on carefully onto the bed before. If my lord needs anything else, please do not hesitate to let me know. I will be here down the hall. Nothing else. She will
Thank you.
give a bow. She's humming to herself. A nice little tune.
As you let him close the door behind you. Meanwhile, Scott, where are you going?
I'm just going to find to find a guard.
Yeah, you find the same one at the end of the hall. My lord?
Two things. One, I'm going to give you a description of an individual. Does this sound like anybody who's been preaching stuff around town? I'll just give the description.
He says no. But I shall inquire with the other members of security. Maybe we can locate this mysterious prophet.
Please do, because he might have Alexi's clothes and money, and I would like to talk to him to see if we can get that back and resolve it without it reverting to violence. Two, can you station a guard outside his room so I can get ready?
Yeah, we shall keep him under watch.
Please do. I'm sorry for the inconvenience all this has caused.
No worries. This is why we're here, my lord.
All right. I'm going to be returning to my quarters. Please come get me when dinner is ready.
He'll nod.
And he'll give him a salute and Walk back.
So yeah, if there's anything any of you would like to do, as
Uh,
I muted you, Zaz, and I can just hear your entire house.
Nah, that's my bad. Damn. I'll turn on my noise suppression back on it because that was I'm roboting every so often.
mm,
Personally, I blame Red.
somehow. I think
Sorry,
y'all would.
I got new earbuds with built-in mics, so I'm still working through some of them.
It's fine.
Gotcha. Fiala
I
would
thought
report back.
I thought you muted because I thought you preemptively knew I was gonna go tell you to go fuck yourself.
No, I muted you because I was like hearing everything in the background. It was distracting me. But yeah, listen,
What are you
it's
gonna do,
just-
Red?
spice melange is a thing. I know I don't bring it up that often, but
I
Fuck
think-
yourself.
I knew it.
I was waiting for Alexi to tell me. He told me about something about a golden path. It's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Come on, Red.
Kill this homeless man.
I
keep
would.
interrupting you.
No, you're good. Fiala would report to Daniel. This is gonna be-
I will say this for everyone out. It's just like this is a reference to something completely else, like non-related.
okay.
Kill this man. Still,
Uh,
kill him.
Because this
Kill
is
Alexi
this
or
is
kill the
House
prophet?
Nyx, and this is kind of like the underworld.
Oh,
Uh,
I see what you're doing. I
yeah,
see what you're doing.
yeah, no.
I don't. I don't.
It's
I'm
from
not sure if that's.
Odysseus. It's from the journey of Odysseus.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
because
Alexi is my
we're-
Odysseus, guys. I'm sorry to say to you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought so.
Alexi
Like,
is
is this a
my-
Greek tale?
Fucking-
Yeah,
don't you mean Odysseus?
yeah.
And
yeah,
one, Odysseus was supposed to be the smartest of the Greek heroes growing. I'm just saying.
I don't know. He did some things with the Cyclops that fucked him over pretty
Yeah,
bad.
that was pride. That was not stupidity. He figured out the pride. He's supposed to be smart.
Yeah, pride's pretty well connected to stupidity.
Yeah, I feel like that's still a thing. Yeah.
He's a Greek hero. They're supposed to be prideful. It's narratively relevant.
Man, nearly fucked up his life is what it did. But yeah, Fiala would
Let me
go-
have
Killed all of his friends.
Let me have my Fallout moment of like weirdness.
And just like Odysseus, Alexi will in fact be the doom of us all just for the crime of being near him.
Like radiation poisoning.
I don't know, guys. He seems like a fun person. Fiala's.
I like him. But that's just because Scott doesn't have anybody else to talk to.
Oh, Scott, talk to Fiala.
Listen, we'll see how this changes him. And like this, whatever he's got going on now, is a lot better than what it was before.
Yeah.
Hey, have you heard he's gonna knock on fucking Rihanna's door and be like, "Hey, have you heard about the Golden Path? We would like you to join. Please sign up now." Or
Yeah.
It's fine.
So
What's
the
that like
witch is
for?
knocking on my door.
So
Yes,
yeah.
Fiala would go to report to Daniel. My lord.
Enter.
Thank you, my lord. I'm not too sure if you're fully aware, but we have found Lord Rotten has been returned to us.
Yes, I've been informed of that.
Yes, apparently he had on his journey outwards to walk around. He got lost and came upon a guide, or a prophet, as he likes to say. Some stranger who escorted him as long as he blindfolded himself. And Lord Rodnett followed this man with full faith as he brought him back to, the Lady Nyx's home. He seems to have had a profound awakening.
I guess he found the only criminal in existence that's willing to help a man that he robs.
Yes, at the very least, Lord Alexi seems to be. She has a very amused smile. She actually looks like she's full blown smiles. He seems to be an entertaining person, regardless, at the very least. But all is well, though he has lost his luggage in his adventures.
There is some gutter rat that's going to have a good life from now on, I suppose.
And as of right now, Lord Scott has given him some clothing, but well, everything seems to be well.
Oh, it's fine enough thing. There's nothing else queer about him, correct?
No, my lord. I did a thorough look over.
Good, good. Assuming that's it, it's just another episode of foolishness from the Lord Vodnik. It's lucky that this one didn't end poorly for him.
With your permission, my lord, I will keep a close eye on Lord Wadnik.
Yes, do so. Ensure that he gets into no further trouble.
Of course, my lord. You with that bow to Daniel before leaving and making her way back to her room.
Yeah. So all get to unwind a bit, relax. As eventually the guards would call out to you and escort you to the dinner. As you get escorted down to the dinner table. You see there's Damocles, Anicia, her 3 daughters. And on the other side of the table, there's room for the rest of you. Of course, kind of sitting arrangements so that Scott gets to be placed like front in front with Althea. And as you kind of get seated at the table, Scott's clothes are a bit too big for Vodnik, but they're like this. It's not too noticeable. As once you all sit down, Damocles says, "I will have to apologize for the whole series of events, but I'm glad that nothing bad came of it."
Agreed. It should be water under the bridge, and here's to a prosperous and hope for the future.
Yeah, everyone will kind of like give a small toast to that one. Not sure if there's any sort of discussions specifically any of you would like to have.
Scott would basically probably just be having small talk with his wife or future wife.
Yes.
There's nothing beyond just some you could call it small talk from Daniel. There are some things he wants to talk about, but like not at this table, not with everyone around.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all.
And yeah, Fiala's probably if I assume the Knicks family wouldn't be the ones to start small talk, so Fiala would probably mostly be talking with Alexi if she can.
Yes, Alexi still regard you with how much you can see once you close your eyes. And it's damn, he's really gotten on the whole bandwagon right now. He is still on. You're not even the discussions. He like kind of like talks to you, and he like speaks this out loud. Like everyone at the table can kind of hear them. It's just. It is just mumbo jumbo philosophy, though. There are every now and then there's like statements which make sense and are like true, and you can like see kind of like some of the maybe quote unquote wisdom in them, but most of it is just fucking nonsense.
This is the best day of my life. That's what Fiala's probably thinking.
And he's just trying to like find the deepest meaning to like nonsensical phrasing.
Fiala's nodding along, putting her input in and just letting him spin basically.
he said all the corners are different. Each angle tells its own story. He was right. Like, when you think about it, it's like this is the vibe. This is the entire like this is Alexi right now.
Kill me now.
That's your best friend, man.
He is, and I love him, but he also is just that friend that you need to babysit at the parties.
True.
He is your ride or die, except you kind of wish he would die.
Damocles will just we'll just kind of like eventually, as this is going on, we'll just look at you, Daniel, Lena, but says he has had quite the interesting journey.
As you can call it, the monarch of the foolish.
I have to say that again because I didn't pick up properly.
Yeah. The boy has what you could call the luck of the foolish.
I'm not sure if I should worry that I have a new cult springing up in my city, or is this just someone who maybe something and then, well, you know how people are when they get intoxicated.
Well, that's why I don't. That's why I don't drink. But well, Fool Alexi might be. He has the unnerving ability to come out of every situation that he gets himself involved in relatively unscathed.
He'll just nod and says, well, I believe they say luck is a skill as well.
Luck's good to have on, not to depend on. He depends on it his little too highly.
He'll nod at that. You can tell that Anicia, out of everyone here, is the most like attentive to Alexi. Probably not for the reasons he thinks, though.
Can I insight why that might be?
Sure. Feel free to give me an understand roll.
I don't think it's that hard to figure out. Somebody was able to navigate her city that's designed to be almost unnavigatable and like led the noble here.
Yeah, so it's not just the fact that because the city is not unnavigatable, it's just this had to be a local, right? Right? But like, and she probably knows most of the locals. This is very uncustomary. That's why she's like concerned, because this is not very very this is not how a citizen of the city would behave. They would either kill him, rob him, or just like actually help him, like just walk down this path, right? Having a religious man guide him through the city while both of them wearing blindfolds is a weird, interesting experience. And she's like thinking, well, either I'm having like spies, either this was a threat. Like she's kind of like trying to play all the angles right now and trying to like figure out. The problem is Alexi is not helping that much because it's clear that he also has a habit of embellishing things. So who knows what the man actually said or actually did, and Alexi just kind of like fucking tuned it to 11. But yeah, in the meantime, Scott, your fiance is just kind of like asking you questions, trying to practice that small talk she's been exercising.
Is there any questions she's asking specifically?
No, but you can tell that she's trying to keep off the typical subjects of a murder and what's the best blade for at which distance, and what are the advantages of this sort of knife compared to this, and which has a
He,
better design and stuff like that.
if he can, he'll like take her hand under the table and give it like a reassuring squeeze, like you're doing great.
Been practicing. My sister has been showing me some tricks. They call this improv.
Oh, well, that's great. I think you should keep at it. We'll be able to teach you many skills, and hone any new abilities. I have an idea for a wonderful teacher for you.
She kind of like raises an eyebrow and oh,
Well, other than myself, there's somebody in our court who is a whiz at being able to read and communicate with people greatly.
have much to learn. It is useful to be able to not stand out in a crowd, but not just because you're hiding, you know.
Mm-hmm. It helps you get closer to your target if you can do small talk
Exactly.
with them.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep. Are you excited to join our house?
She kind of like blushes a bit and says, she nods.
Well, having you will definitely brighten up my days.
She'll just kind of like smile at that, and it's like one of those very natural, heartwarming smiles. You're surprised she can make those immediately after talking about disemboweling a man.
Yeah, well, like that's just a Scott charm right there. That's why I have the persuasion trait.
So, yeah.
That's why um well, I am thrilled to have you, and I hope we can make you feel right at home.
I'm sure you will do great.
Is there anything else you would wish to know or want to know about?
Well, I would say like the conversations will probably wander off into the more, hey, I heard your entire like city blew up. Is that true? Like how's
Uh,
that going? Is
uh so the city didn't blow up. A tower was not built properly and collapsed.
it's like it's not
Uh,
it's like, you know how the mega building blocks in Cyberpunk look like?
yep,
Yeah, one of
yep,
those blew up. It's like very, very big building.
yep. So we had a whole district damaged, but we are rebuilding and working forward to get right back on track.
Um, here, sure. Once I'll be there, I'll maybe help you out with the things you've mentioned.
Oh,
Secret notes.
yeah. Yeah. That will absolutely be helpful. And when we're home, and he'll look at Alexi. When we're home, I'll tell you, I'll catch you up to speed on what's been going on.
Yeah. Alex is like, and then he just disappeared. I never even heard when he left. Suddenly I was walking alone, and I could still find the road. You can't tell me
He
that's a
grows on you.
coincidence.
He grows on you.
Yeah, she's like, this guy is crazy.
He is a better swordsman than even me. Not as good as you.
That I would love to see.
Maybe if
like maybe kind of like underneath her brain, like maybe he's not worthless after all.
listen, I will say this: if anybody other than yourself, if anybody tries to come at me at this wedding, I'm fairly sure if you don't get them, Alexi absolutely will. I'd stake my life on that.
Yeah, no, shall not. As there's any other conversations you would like to have at this dinner party? Otherwise, things will just unwind and eventually you'll the, the dinner will end and you'll be escorted back to your rooms for the night. And well, because tomorrow is the big event, quote unquote.
Yeah, I would indicate to Damocles that I'd like to speak to him, more private setting.
Yeah, he'll actually lead you into the garden that they have outside, and it's just you and him at that point.
Oh. I hope that tell me the wedding has the wedding of his daughter and Flavius actually happened yet, and by
No,
extension, has the death of his daughter
no,
happened
no,
yet?
no.
Okay, good.
It's like in
Yeah.
3 days.
Oh. Firstly, congratulations on the news of your daughter, Flavius. Certainly a good match.
Thank you. It was.
Yes.
I'm actually glad they found each other. They how kids can be. It's truly, it is truly wonderful when two young people start out as maybe a political marriage, but just turns out to be a more of a sentimental one.
Yes, it's always good. Matters of business can be intertwined with interpersonal connection. To inform you of two things, Lord Damocles. The first one is a matter that has recently, well, they're both connected in a sort of way. If I told you that, or what if I told you that there was a method I had recently acquired, a little device that can detect a Talaxu face dancer?
Would say that sounds amazing and possibly most definitely illegal.
It is. It is. Which is why, of course, I don't have one. It's merely hypothetical. But wanted to gauge the opinion. But
Sounds also
if
like something that would easily get someone killed.
it could, yes.
And I don't mean by the proper authorities.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, the Tlaxu have already. Well, they dislike me enough as it is. But I want to make you an offer on this, Damocles. I understand your family, Kairos, is involved with the business with the Tlaxu, the whole affair. That's why I want to arrange for perhaps one of these hypothetical devices, discreetly, of course, to protect your family, and House Nix would wish for one as well. One could be arranged.
I appreciated the offer, but I will be very frank with you, Daniel. I would barely trust myself with such a device. If
Of
there's
course.
any suspicions, of course, well then that would warrant the use of it. As it stands right now, I feel that my daughters are young. You know how young people are, they can make mistakes. They're not the most political savvy.
I understand, especially with these matters. No. Should a suspicion ever arise, well, we are in a pact together now. My house and Nick's, and I suppose through you by extension, that means looking out for House in the interest of House Kairos is a part of that. But let us move to the second topic. I wanted to inform you of this. I have recently had a meeting with Dorian, House Hades. I am still consulting with my advisors on the exact course of action, but, well, the Ben and Gesserit tells me that he says it honestly when he tells me he wants out from under the heel of the Talaxu. I understand that you and Nyx have your issues with him. I do as well, but I think it'd be best to stay vengeance, at least for the short term.
I don't have issues with Lord Hades. I think I just had to, well, teach him a lesson that he can't just walk over anyone he wishes. I bear no personal grudges from that aspect.
That's good to hear, and I think he has learned that lesson. At least he's learned that the Talaxu are not a good person to throw in with. He's terrified. And I may be his only way out. I just wanted to inform you because I know that he and Nyx had certain affairs in the past, and I did not want to appear to be siding with a person that your house may have had issues with.
We were not that affected, the grand scheme of things. But this is, you have quite leverage. One word to Orpheus and his head will probably roll. But how spread do you think are the Bentalaxu's networks on this planet? If you were to guess.
Most of them. If I would have to guess, well, at the very least, they certainly had tendrils attached to anything that Charybdis has influence in. Wouldn't be surprised if even Kiss, the other subhouse, has been a Talaxu influence in it at this point. But beyond them, I'd have to say, if I had to guess, likely the Bantalaxu have been infiltrating this world for some time. They seem to have interests in it, interests that they're willing to fight to protect. Perhaps they're certainly not fully in control, but they are in a fear that they may be in deep.
How knowledgeable are you about the Talaxu and their capabilities?
Having had the displeasure to work with them for a time now, and, well, I've heard what everyone else has heard, that has the ears open. I know more than likely most, but with an order such as that, I doubt that I know anything close to the true scope of what their dealings are.
Is it true that they cannot only just look like someone, but behave like someone? Potentially, as Anicia would have put it, replace them.
When one of their face dances replaces a man, it replicates them down to their purest genetic levels. Suppose it depends. They may observe their target for a time and merely mimic them, but if you believe, as some do, that our personality traits, our wants, our desires emanate from deep within the human mind, it's possible that in replicating somebody down to their genetic code, you could unlock the secret of what makes a man a man.
Maybe I will take one of those devices just for a time. I need to check on something.
Yes, of course. I'll arrange for a covert delivery. Details can be hashed out exactly, but
I need it
arrange
soon. I need it
soon.
a day,
That case,
2 days at
a
most.
day. I'll have it sent as soon as I can. I'll have a man coming through. A smuggler. You'll find him, you'll arrest him, you'll confiscate his goods.
Very well. Thank you.
You're quite welcome, Lord Damocles, and I hope that, well, whatever cause that has you concerned, I hope that it can be resolved to satisfaction.
I'll nod. And yeah, let's procure that device. I'm sure he will get the chance to use it.
That makes it, listen, this makes for a better story. The man gets the device he needs to help his family just moments too late.
Or worse. He actually used it and found out and said, you know what? I'm just gonna end this right here and now.
Finds out Enrique has a face dancer.
God damn. Yeah. Anyone else want to have a conversation about something?
Yeah, when I'm gonna wait in Daniel's room. I want to ask him about some thoughts he's had on the recent events.
Yeah,
Just one little thing.
You'll wait there for a bit, and eventually Daniel will make his way back.
Do you want to speak with me, boy?
Yeah. I've had thoughts about everything from our guest and our recent experiences with individuals coming to us. Is it not, how do I put it? With that individual coming to us and asking us for our help, I've been thinking, why, how do I put it? Why did they not go to their liege lord and come to you? Wouldn't they
Refresh my
have
memory. Who was this that came and asked for my help?
Hades?
Hades. Hades would not ask Charybdis for help against the Batalaxu because Lord Charybdis, I'd imagine, is quite. You saw how he looked at Havilah.
Hades doesn't work for Charybdis.
Nope, they work for.
They work for Venom.
For Venom. Oh, that's my mistake. My most likely thought as why they would not ask House Venom. It's possible that asking a greater house might draw unwanted attention if we assist against the Talaxu. Well, one, we clearly have a means to avoid their reprisals. Talaxu face dancers could destroy a house. Even with a Bene Gesserit, there's only one. They cannot guard a whole city.
I
Help
I
from
get-
Ravenum might gain reprisals. That's if Ravenum can even help them at all.
I guess my concern is one, we had an individual who I'm not sure if their arrival is going to be kept secret or not. And with us helping them, we're going to get known pretty quick. And if we do help Hades, you do realize you are becoming a powerful piece on somebody's board. If we are succeed here, others will flock to you, and it is going to piss off other people.
Where's Scott? Fortunately, events have moved faster than I would have liked. Hades helping them. Make no mistake, we've sided against the Talaxu. The Masters will remember that. It's slight. What's worse is we have at this point dispatched one of their agents. They will respond to that. They're a prideful group. The caution's warranted. This is not an action I'd usually do. It's much too fast, much too open. But when fate pushes you through the door, when fate forces you to make your move, you move. You move as fast as you can. You stop in the middle of the track. If you stop in the middle of the road, all you'll do is get hit by the cars trying to speed around you. We move fast, we move decisively. We may have the chance to reorient ourselves, to divert as much suspicion as we can. But if we stop now, we leave our allies open to scrutiny, to reprisal.
I have faith in you, my lord. I have been by your side for as long as I care to remember. So whatever you decide, I'm going to be there with you. But I do want to put this one last thought before I head to bed. When the smoke clears with this Talaxu thing, it's not a small possibility that when we do this, we are going to go up on the stage of some of those other houses. And I worry how much their egos are going to get bruised for this. I don't think it's something that we can stop. But I want you to know that if anybody was to guide that ship and go through that, I'm glad that it's you.
Thank you, my boy. Captain's nothing without a capable crew. And you, Dennis, Even Brick and the Face Dancer. Brick and the Witch, I suppose. It's a crew I can depend on. Some more than others, I suppose. Reminder. Family is everything. One day I'll die and I'll be forgotten. One day you'll die and you'll be forgotten. But this house will remain. This project will remain. Alios will be remembered. It will last.
Of course, my lord. I wouldn't have it any other way. Our house will rattle the stars themselves.
We might do that whether we want to or not. I don't think the universe will let us rest on our laurels.
No. And as he walks out the door, he smiles and he says, "You know, the term Elios means to be unpredictable and uncontrollable nature and a force of nature." And then he'll just walk out and just leave and let the doors shut behind him.
Just like smile on Daniel's face. He's a little proud of the boy.
Look, I'm gonna ask this out of obligation. Is Fiala planning to bamboozle Alexi more, or
No, I'm gonna be. It was so fucking easy, but no, I think I want to be honest. I think Fiala feels a little bit bad for this guy because I feel like she would just destroy him. So she's gonna be nice
oh,
and hang out with
your
him.
one chance to save yourself through metagaming?
Wait.
I will launch
Listen,
Alexi at you.
I want to ask for something. I want to ask something for my witch's sake.
Mhm.
When the Red Demon, or man in Red Demon armor, told her, "Don't mess with the nobility," was that just Alios?
Just
So was that
Elias.
all?
That was just Elias.
Oh, just Alios. Go for it. Why not? Go for it.
He
Come
does
on.
not give a shit about Alexi.
The red demon basically said, "Don't fuck Scott or
Hey.
Daniel."
Hey, Red, no balls.
I'm just saying, Red, you could make this man better.
I just want to say it would be amazing if she was like she gets this, flirts with him, it's on the brick, and then Scott's like, "Oh, by the way, she's dating some guy named Brick back home." It just crushes his fucking spirit. Actually, you know what, Red, fuck it, Alexi. No, literally, go do it right now, and then I can tell Brick, and then he can be broken.
No, Brick's probably fine. Like I think the main thing I want to bring
not
up.
gonna give a shit. Brick's like,
Yeah.
She's just gonna know how much better I am, guys. It's fine.
I
Yeah.
think the main concern for Fiala is from what she could read of Alexi, like he's young, he's gullible, and I feel like I could break his heart really easily if I do this. I don't know if he could survive like just a nice hangout time, and that's it.
No. He is all or nothing. You touch my hand, I love you forever.
I don't know if Fiala is like interested in that because like she's like, okay, this has been fun.
That sounds like commitment, and I'm not all about that life. I'm a free spirit who likes to dance.
You are an evil witch. Commit
I'm
to
a
the Bene
bit
Gesserit.
look, they
to
might
him.
get
Play with him.
mean.
That is what it is. It's fine.
Play
You,
with no
you,
balls.
you
like-
can. It's fine. I'll mute Mac.
If I like said, I'm gonna say like Fiala fully understands at least with someone like Alexi is one of the few people you can't play around with because he'll follow you forever. And
Yes.
she has the job to do, and so she's like, yeah. So if they ever tell me to do something like I don't know, have this one's babies or kill this person or do this, you gotta be cool with that and not get in the way. And he's just like, that's not gonna happen. So I don't think.
If you told Alexi that he tried to go to war with the Bene Gesserit, you can't tell him that.
I know,
No.
like Fiala is going mostly to be kind, but also to understand. Like Alexi is one of those few people you cannot play around with unless you are a different type of person that she is, and she doesn't want to break this guy. She does find him entertaining.
Fiala, the one Bezingezer with the heart of gold. It's like,
Yeah.
guys,
This is
Uh,
why she came to like. Listen, this is
it's fine.
essentially.
I always knew Red could never play an evil character.
Sorry,
I
I
always
failed you.
knew.
Rihanna is an evil character. She wants to just not let love exist.
Look, I'm not saying love should exist. I'm just
Also,
saying,
you're gonna break you're gonna break Fabio's. No, you're gonna break Freya's heart with your other character. Bold, Red. Bold.
It's
I,
true.
look,
It's true.
I told her
You
directly.
will cock
told
block.
her.
You will retroactively cock block her 2-3 days before she even met him.
Yeah, I was. I told her directly.
You know how popular Alexis and the other group is. All I'm saying.
Oh my god, damn it, it's gonna
I'm
be
gonna
so...
fling him at them.
mystifies me that they hate Peter but love Alexi. Mystifies me.
Look,
Well, they're not business oriented like we are.
look, Fiala's not cruel, not yet anyway. But so she's not gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna kiss this guy, maybe sleep with him, and just leave him there, and just hope he's gonna be cool with that, and not have any
Nope.
repercussions.
Nope.
You think
Actually,
he's not gonna be?
tell him that you're pregnant, and then see how much he follows you, and then just be like, "Oh no, I was just fucking with you," and just.
I'm not
watch him.
that cruel. I'm not that cruel. Like I said,
Listen, it's,
Yeah,
if you don't want to
sorry, I
manipulate
failed.
him, if you don't think owning a fucking minor house on this planet is useful, then that's up to you.
you would
Sorry.
definitely manipulate him, but she's not gonna sleep with him. That's basically what I'm saying. She
You
can't.
can manipulate him. Go for it.
Oh god, this
Daniel would
poor
probably give
kid.
you a bonus.
I said I would manipulate this guy, but I don't think taking his heart would be too dangerous.
No, this is
Or
the
not-
kind of individual that like he's easily manipulated. Manipulate it. The words are failing me right now.
He'll manipulate himself.
Yeah,
He has manipulated himself.
So right now he's gullible, vulnerable, but he's growing. And all I'm saying is he's discovering things about the universe.
If you don't stop him, he's gonna become every college student in their like early to mid 20s. He's gonna become like a fucking stoic, and he's gonna go and try to be on his own.
Oh god. Or
We can't have that. We can't have that.
When the
Look,
jihad
it's fine.
comes, he's gonna think it's the right thing to do.
Look, I'll flirt with this guy full on, and I feel so bad because I could just destroy this guy if I play my cards right. That's what I'm worried about. Just breaking his heart in front of him and just walking away.
Fine. I will just fling him at the other group. It's okay though.
No, god damn it. God
Nope.
damn-
too
I'll
late.
do it. I'll do it.
There's a loaded gun.
No,
You can
no,
choose to
it's too
shoot
late.
it now, or I'll shoot it at you later. It's fine. Don't worry.
I'll
about
Don't do it,
I'll
Red.
do it.
Don't
I'll
fall
do it.
for
I'm
peer
sorry.
pressure.
No, you can't let her do it now. She said no. She said no.
It's fine. Mac is just
There's
literally.
no take backsies. There's no take backsies.
Let me just.
not-
What, gun? Are we gonna let people just decide they don't like the decisions they made last session and rewind?
I'm gonna like time out Mac for like fucking 60 seconds. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Calm down.
My-
Okay,
Every
so
Then you know somebody's mad when they're swapping Y's and Z's.
so you can do whatever you feel is right for the character. I just made a joke. Ignore Mac.
Oh, you
The
can- I said-
insane ramblings in chat.
Yeah, like I said, I fully believe Fiala would float around and have fun with Alexi,
but-
but she's
yeah.
gonna be careful about it. She has you can't push someone like Alexi too far, or you're gonna break him. And you do not need he's always talking about profits and the guy he met on the street. She has to be careful here. This is a dangerous game to play around with.
I hear a wingman.
The thing is, yeah, like the problem is, even if you flirt with him, this is what I was trying to say. Even if you flirt with him,
Yeah.
he's gonna just latch on. Like it's not just.
You have to understand. This guy, a lady tripped, and he literally threw a coat down like took a knee to try to catch her.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it was a married woman, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
like if flirting with him is enough to just like he will like latch onto you. Is all I'm saying. You don't need to do anything else.
Oh,
He's already
God,
mystified by you.
It's
Yes,
very dangerous. This is very
it is.
dangerous.
It is
for-
very dangerous.
You
So
know what?
it's-
feel like it's either I do this now or I'm gonna do myself entirely.
Yeah. So do you want to alienate us, or do you want to alienate your ruler in the next game?
We cannot take, we can't take any more L's in that other game. We can't. Can't
You take
afford
all
those.
the L's. What are you talking about?
God,
You're doing
this is the worst decision I've ever to make in a Grunt game so far.
She's giving you the right to metagame. All right. Will you seize the moment?
We look at Fiala's character sheet for a second. We look at her. What's her highest thing? The ultimate measure of a man is when he stands time to challenge a contrary. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
I
it.
was
I
gonna
guess.
say your drives are challenge and power like high. Okay, yeah, like
Yeah, I know. I know.
stop being so goddamn nice.
Damn.
It's not.
Right. That's like, dude,
Not-
be evil.
My face when my character that's evil is expected to do evil things.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's just because it's Alexi. I feel like he would, if this is VTM, he would get the stalker. He would become the stalker for somebody. He would have the stalker flaw.
I'm just saying this. This is the like chaotic neutral to neutral game.
Yeah. So then I'll assume throughout the dinner you have not just listened to his stories, but have actually flirted with him, right?
Yeah, subtle, wise, leaned in, looking wide-eyed, and
Yes, and
Not a good
he's
word.
lapping it all up as he, like, as you walk through your rooms. He's like, "My lady, night was wonderful.
it has been quite entertaining for me as well, my lord. I've had such a great time.
I would you, do me the honor tomorrow of dancing with me?"
Of course, my lord. I would be nothing would fill my heart more.
And it's just kind of like he's the. You can almost hear the thumping of his heart beating in his chest as he'll bow like at a 90-degree angle before kind of like brings you to your room and says, "Have a wonderful night and pleasant dreams, my lady. May they
Of
be
course.
as beautiful and charming as you were to me this night."
Oh, and my lord Alexi. And as soon as he like turned, I assume he was gonna turn for a second before
Yeah.
she called him back. But she would give him a kiss on the cheek, a quick little kiss on the cheek, very shy, like for dipping into her room
Yeah,
with a smile.
leave him like completely red in the face. Just as yeah, close the door. I'll assume Daniel, you had a conversation with Damocles, so you would probably be like the last one to make your way back to your quarters. You see Alexei walking in the opposite direction, a very determined gaze.
Daniel will just passing him by, just give a nod.
He seems focused, zero in on something. You're not really sure what that is. You've seen less determined men go to a war.
Okay. All right. And he's walking in the opposite direction of me, you said. So he's walking
Yeah.
back to his room?
No, he's walking back downstairs to the main hall area.
Back downstairs, all right. Daniel's gonna make what we can call in the business an educate guess. What we in the business could call because I'm gonna go on a limb and say he's very happy about something. There's only a
Yes.
few things he could be happy about in a place like this. Scott would have told me if he talks to him about something that made him this happy. I doubt anyone in House Nix could have engaged him in a conversation and made him very happy.
He was
Or maybe
also
Damocles could have.
He was also a bit blushing. So
Yeah, I doubt. You know what? I doubt one of Lady Nix's daughters put the moves on him. I'm gonna go knock on the witch's door.
5 minutes later, Fiala.
Hello. Oh, my lord. How are you?
You do with Lord Vodnik?
Ah, yes, my lord. We've been keeping each other company.
All right. Tell me. This isn't the same way you kept the brick company.
Yes and no, if that's the problem. Lord Wagner requires a more delicate touch. If it's something that you find distasteful, my lord, I can stop, of course.
No, I don't particularly have a strong feeling about it. Lord Vodnik is not. He does not factor into any of my plans quite really. Enjoy yourself with him, but I'll say this: if you do ingratiate yourself with him, do let me know.
Of
I still
course,
do have dealings with him in a manner.
I will, of course, do my utmost to keep you informed, my lord. I promise not to do anything to embarrass you.
Oh, well, you're the one that will be embarrassed. Vodnik is a interesting fellow.
He seems to be quite fun.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you, be careful. He has an interesting way of viewing the world, even before this, let's call it, religious awakening. The man lives in fairy tales.
Mm.
He has a what we could call maladapted view of reality.
It is quite a interesting view, of course. Quite fascinating, actually. I will take your caution and your advice as well, the Count, my lord. Did not mince word when I say that Lord Watt requires a much more delicate hand. I will be careful.
I'm just going to nod that, close the door. He's going to go back to his own room.
Now the
Just needed to stop it and tell. Just need to stop it and tell the witch. Listen, you can enjoy yourself, but I expect to still benefit from it.
I'll now we'll see the true measure of the troll begin. About half an hour later, Fiala,
Mhm.
there's a very anxious knock at your door.
Oh. She goes to. This has been a very interesting night as she opens the door. Hello?
You see Alexi is standing there with like a bouquet of flowers, kind of like seemingly handmade.
My lord. As Alexi, not Alexi, sorry. Fiala looks surprised at him. She, assumably, does he have the flowers out towards her, I assume?
Yes.
She will carefully gather them. This is what has brought this all about.
I realized as I took a leap of faith when I ventured into the streets of the city, I shouldn't forget such lessons so quickly. And he just goes for the kiss, just like lunges.
Fiala would reciprocate, more surprised than anything else, but not too unhappy with these turn events. Very pleased, actually.
Yeah, and he sees that he'll kind of like eventually break it off, and he just kind of like is sweating. He's kind of like fucking the stress is just reaching peaks that he has probably never had before. Says, I will enjoy your company tomorrow. Have a wonderful night, my lady. Just bows quickly and just bolts to his room.
Have a lovely night, my lord. She kind of smiles, watches him leave. She will close the door and put the flowers into. I assume there's something she can place them into.
Yeah, you have like a vase and some water.
This has been a fun day for her.
Yeah, no, totally.
What does that mean, Grunt? What does that mean?
I'm just saying, fine, don't worry about it.
Just remember, I tried to talk you out of this.
No, you didn't.
So,
I
yeah,
gave you
well,
every opportunity to not do it, but you didn't take them.
as, well, um, the next day arrives and things proceed as customary. You have the wedding ceremony followed by the very small party, kind of like gathering of people. It is quite small and private, but people seem to be enjoying themselves. I'm not sure if there's anything you would like to do before the wedding or during the wedding. Red, I'm laughing so hard. My evil side is like just like you've fallen for my like quadruple trap card. You have activated Exodia, Red. It's over.
It's over.
Look, all I'm saying is you guys aren't wrong.
Might
I had
make a
to
new
play the character.
character.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I knew it. I knew it. It's fine. But
We
no,
did tell you
no.
not to do it.
I'm gonna kill all of you. But I think Fiala would spend time, of course, with Daniel and hopefully Scott's permission with Alexei, mostly keep him out of trouble, and because Fiala's having fun.
He will recite poetry to you. He will um as like I'll just roll to see how well. You can also give me a move if you want. But I'll roll for him first. See how decent he would be at this.
What would the move exactly be for? So I have an idea.
Just
What my
for the
second move-
dancing.
Oh, okay. I think for this one, I will use power because in this context, is that right, Grant?
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll spend one threat for Alexi. I'll give him that.
And
Jesus
will-
fucking Christ.
is it bad?
Man
Goddamn.
rolled 6 successes.
He's a spectacular dancer. You have never seen a more spectacular dancer. My boy. He sword fights. He dance. He knows
Alexei
poetry.
is actually just a Guinness swordsman.
God damn it!
He was perfect. Perfect.
He's gonna seduce you.
Yeah, you were like, listen. I was. This was a game for me at first, but
Oh
damn,
god,
I love
it's so funny. Yeah, no.
this could have been Freya. But no.
I still make me feel bad.
So this is as I said, the ceremony went as expected, and now this is kind of like the small party you're having, and yeah, there's music, there's a live band playing. Things have been redecorated so to make it much more pleasant. You've actually now you can actually see how this ballroom looks with the lights on, basically. Well, not lights on, but like much more than they were previously. And of course, Scott and the bride are in the center of attention. So things tend to revolve around them. But Fiala, since you're spending more time with Alexi off the side, this man. So not only did he just recite poetry to you, like some epic love poems, some regaled you with different stories and compliments you at every step. He then, when the dancing comes, he moves with such a fluidity and such a grace. His steps are so precise, so light. It feels like he is floating. You are having trouble to keep up with him, and you are trained to do this sort of thing. Like, this is a man who is almost feels like he's ephemeral. It's just what it is. I'm sorry. This is just your Lexi rolls, I guess. Fuck
Oh,
my
dude,
life.
yeah. I also forgot I had the Bindu conditioning where I could reroll a single d20, but I don't think it really matters.
I mean, no, you're still a Bene Gesserit. It's still kind of your shtick.
Yeah.
You are
An
much more
odd.
graceful and flexible and agile than a normal person. Damn, is this man just like, wow. I mean, like, wow. He is
How do we get
leading
here?
you in a dance. He's like it couldn't have been more perfect if you try. Like, there's no. I'm sorry, he's not the Bennett and Laxu. Like, the Bennett and Laxu can't dance this well. I'm sorry. Havelock wouldn't have had these roles. That's all I'm saying. And Daniel, everybody noticed this, but like he is dancing so good that even when they're kind of like off to the side in like a dark corner, you still draw attention just by how smooth everything is. As eventually the party kind of like wanes down a bit and gets towards the late at night, kind of like the around midnight sort of. As everyone has now more or less kind of like split off into like small little groups of like 2 to 3 people discussing, reminiscing, some of kind of like the newlyweds going around talking to everyone, socializing. Scott, if there's anyone you particularly like to focus or you want to approach anyone, say something, now's your shot. If you want to see how well you do with etiquette, you can just roll me a communicate roll. That would
Yeah, I
work.
would like to talk to Damocles if it's possible, but I will also probably do that too, just to meet and greet and then just talk to Damocles. What would be an etiquette roll?
You can roll me communicate.
All right, would this be anything like persuasion?
You could use inspiration though. You
Okay.
can lean into the more like leader persona. A little bit of difficulty too. So yeah, that's one momentum. Yeah, you do a very good job, very presentable. You talk to everyone. Everyone seems to like you. Althea is definitely happy right now. She is feeling good. Everything seems to be going as it should by the time you approach Daniel. Everyone is in good spirits, if not a bit amazed at the dancing display Alexi showed, because everyone just thought this man's a buffoon. This is like, it's even more shocking.
Which he is.
He is a buffoon, but Scott sees he does have talents.
There's flashes of brilliance occasionally, I guess.
I'm just saying that if there were people coming at Scott, he could think of like 3 people that he would rather have with him if that happened, and Alexi is absolutely one of them.
Yeah, you approach Daniel.
Oh, it was Damocles I was trying to talk to.
Damocles, my bad. Yeah, he is there. He kind of like approach him.
It's also there.
Yeah, I guess.
Scott, you still enjoying the wedding?
Yeah, I'm having fun. I'm if I'm honest, nervous, but excited.
You seem to be doing quite fine.
Speaking of weddings, I hear your daughter's also getting married.
Yeah. A few days.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was quite the monumental effort, but eventually managed to. Well, she can be a nervous wreck at sometimes, so I'm glad she managed to overcome some of her own mental blocks.
Yeah, I'm sorry we won't. I would like to attend, but business back home, and he'll like subtly indicate what he's talking
He'll
about.
nods and says, "I'm not gonna mince words with you, Scott. I despise the large events. I much would rather have something like this, very much more personal and with people I actually enjoy spending time with instead of all the pompous nobles and their attendants. But a major house is a major house, and certain etiquette is required."
Fair enough. How is your family taking such a major match?
I assume they are quite content and happy with her. I think she has been living with her fiance for some time now. And the letters she's been sending back home are, well, nothing but good praises.
Well, that's great to hear. I'm happy for you and your family. May they have a long and happy marriage, and may their kids grow up to be strong.
Like nods and says, "Thank you. Likewise to you, my lord."
Well, I just want to catch up and congratulate you on your own happy times, and uh, I know you have many guests, and I won't take up too much of your time.
Why don't you roll me an understand roll? Or discipline, could be both either.
I'm going to do an understand roll because that's just what I'm better at, and I will buy. I'll get 2 dice more for threat, or like I'll buy 3 threat.
I was gonna say you also have one momentum you can spend if you want. Instead of buying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna buy 1 threat and use 1 momentum.
Something to pick up as you say that.
This is at the end of the session, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Would this help me will bring glory or further my house in any way?
No, I don't think so. This might just give you
Uh,
some insight information and maybe some potential. I don't even consider this leverage in the future because they're your allies.
All right.
Jesus fucking
Like a
Christ.
book.
Fucking hell. Let me roll
He-
as well.
He trusts Scott. Why would he ever try to hide
It's
anything
not
from him?
him though. Who said anything
That's my
about
boy.
him?
That's my boy right there.
Yeah, no complication as well. Jesus, yeah. You realize when you say that, Anicia is just kind of like looking at him, and where to God, she blushed there for like a second. Something in the line, the long sentence you said, triggered a much more emotional response than anything else.
Yeah, he'll look at Anicia and smile and give her a nod.
She'll smile back at you and politely nod back.
Well, Damocles, there's nothing else. I must be attending. I know there are others who wish to speak to me,
Of
and
course.
I know my uncle will want to talk to me as well, probably.
And like nods, and as you like step away, maybe join with Daniel.
He'll be holding his wife's hand and exciting, and he's shaking hands and nodding all the way as he makes his way to Daniel.
I'll say with like this amount of disproportionate successes, I'll tell you what word triggered the reaction in Anicia as well.
All right.
It was the mention of children.
Oh. Is she pregnant, or
Who
is she less
can
excited
tell?
for children?
Who can tell? May let's.
Can I insight?
You
See
already
if she has
did.
that glow.
Well,
Damn it.
I mean, not honestly, yeah, she does. She is in a much better mood than usual.
You know what? On the way to Daniel, I have never ever. Scott has never had an interaction with her. He was gonna greet his mother-in-law.
She'll politely nod as you approach her.
My lady.
Well, I see you're clearly enjoying the festivities. I'm happy.
I'm glad you're happy. I only hope I can live up to your expectations.
I'm sure you will. I have a good eye for these things. At the very least, my husband does. And
Oh,
my
don't sell your,
daughter speaks highly of you, so
don't sell yourself short. You've made it this far, and you have earned nothing but my family's respect.
she'll smile and nod.
And I just wanted to say, and he'll extend a hand and lean in, and he'll say, "Congratulations," and give her a knowing smile and nod and walk towards the walk back to his family.
Yeah. You eventually meet with, not meet, but approach Daniel as well at this point.
Scott's got like an awkward, like a half smile, and then looks at him. How are you enjoying yourself, my lord?
It's enjoyable enough. Not exactly my kind of affair, regardless. But I'm enjoying myself as well as I can, I suppose.
You know, it's not too late for somebody else in our house to get married. And I'll give you like that sly, knowing look.
I'll perform my duty just as well as you will.
I know. We should enjoy these quiet moments. I feel like in the coming months we're not going to have so many.
It's important to have moments to take stock as the situation has developed. Well, the next move has to come.
Well,
Hey, you really know Daniel, by the way. It seems like Daniel is actually kind of uncomfortable at an event like this.
is it just he's antisocial, or is it just kind of like I just don't like being in like this kind of environment?
It's not like this environment. The fact that Daniel's antisocial, and the fact that it's more of just the aspect of having to have so much trust in other people is antithetical to how Daniel usually deals with people.
He smiles and he puts a hand on his shoulder and he leans in and he says, I know this is new to you, but remember, I have to trust him and you just have to trust me. I won't let you down.
You haven't let me down yet.
I also, when we get home, I do have some fun news to share that I think you'll find amusing.
Speaking of amusing things, Yala, you find yourself in the inner garden with Alexi.
Oh, this has been nice then.
All alone.
My lord.
There's a moment of like utter privacy. It seems like the kind of like the waiters and even the guards is just kind of like suddenly just kind of like disappeared.
Well, my lord, this has been a wonderful day all around. You're quite an adept dancer.
I sometimes think come back to those same words. Sometimes you just need to let go. Don't fight it.
Yes.
Just go with destiny.
I'm gonna set roll him right now. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna.
You
this
try to do
goes
that.
on.
He goes on to one if y'all.
Ooh.
It says, "My lady, I know that you have your own duties, a job, and I will never do anything to impair or hamper that position. I understand such things better than anyone. But my heart seeks, and I must at least try to find an answer. Otherwise, I would be forever suffering in this agonizing limbo. Will you marry me?"
Like to roll an insight, please.
Feel free.
I think this would be an understand roll.
Sure.
That's
Now,
I mean,
Grunt, this you had to have said threat for this, right?
I would like to spin.
I told you she activated my Exodia.
Like to run towards one. Spin 1 point of threat, please.
Sure.
Actually, I want to spin 2. Oh no. I think I just want 1. I'm not gonna be too greedy here.
Do we have momentum? You could take momentum
We
as
don't
well.
have any momentum anymore.
Yeah.
We don't have any.
That's
This is-
just a counter roll that take absolutely fucking blew out of the water.
Okay. Oh god.
Listen, it's enough. He is wearing his heart on his sleeve.
That's what
he
you like.
he legitimately pulls out a wedding ring.
Why does he have that prepared?
And
Where did he get that?
and you can like see it. It's very beautiful. It's not very ostentative, very delicate, and the design is very simple, but it is beautiful and probably not that cheap.
What's my lord? Are you sure?
I've never been sure of anything else in my life.
You do understand that my duties do take precedence over much right now? Are you...
Absolutely. I would never ask you to sacrifice anything for me.
Very well, my lord. If you have chosen me, I will be honored.
Gonna put that ring on your finger and just stand up and give you a kiss.
She happily kisses him back. This motherfucker is throwing Fiala off her game. Guys, I'm gonna keep him. I'm sorry.
Matt's right. I thought this guy lost all his possessions. Did he get robbed by like
He
a
did.
homeless man?
He did. He did just.
It's like Scott's like, hey, where's my wedding ring? Gosh.
Sorry, this is the funniest thing ever.
We told you would love Alexi.
Man talks to a woman once.
Once, yeah. That's all it takes.
Man
Wins
holds a
himself
woman's
a dozen
hand
jobs.
once.
Oh, she loves being entertained even at her own detriment. Is what I left.
I
read
can't
about my
wait
character.
till we order you to break off that wedding.
Oh man, that's gonna break his heart.
Yeah. That's when he like goes on the edgelord arc. He starts
Please, I
dyeing
need
his
to
hair
see
black
Alexi.
and
I need to see a edgelord Alexi. That'd be so funny.
I think it's gonna just be drunk Alexi. He's gonna turn into that whatever Orpheus
It'd
is.
just be Jakar from the Lord of the Rings, though.
yeah, that's how the Prokar appeared, yes. But yeah,
Oh.
And yeah, with that, he'll kind of just you realize that I guess it just happened. There is a servant now that actually walks into the garden area with only 2 drinks on the tray. As
Man had this all planned and everything.
everyone calls him stupid. Maybe he's not that stupid. Who knows? And he'll just kind of like take the glasses and just says, "A toast to us."
Toast to us, my lord.
And he clinks that
Surviving whatever
drink.
life throws at you.
For a leap for leaps of faith.
We always think
And-
this is the best day of my life. Consequences be damned.
And yeah, Fiala, as you kind of like take the glass, it's not transparent, but it's kind of like very ornate. Drink inside.
Oh,
It's not wine. Kind of like has a very mostly translucent. It has like a very faint color to it. And he'll just kind of like toast and he'll drink. And do you drink it as well?
okay. I'll say Fiala's arrogant enough to assume like if she gets poisoned, her training will kick in. Is that what she's
Yeah, you
thinking?
could, unless it's something like super virulent, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, why not? If things this has been the most entertaining day of her life. If he tries to poison her now, that would just be icing on the cake. Master Kosh, this
I'll
is you.
take you from the peaks of liberty to just in the grave. But yeah, no,
Yeah, it's
you
this is
as you
yeah.
taste the drink, it's a very strong alcoholic drink. It's kind of like nothing you've ever tasted before. It is quite strong and burns you down a bit as a kind of like down, but it has an interesting taste. And he'll
Odd.
place the drinks
Okay.
back on the tray, and he'll kind of like thank the servant and like. Sometimes fairy tales do come true.
And a strong drink, my lord. Not honestly an odd flavor for someone of such as your nature.
I was told that sometimes special occasions require special drinks.
Well, sound advice is nothing else. You even had prepared servant and everything. You're very confident there, I see.
For you, my lady, nothing is too much.
Fiala would just kiss him.
Mhm.
Guys, I'm about to make a new character. It's gonna be as good as number 2. She'll be a little bit better this time. I
Try
promise.
again.
It's gonna be like, the fuck? This house keeps going through face dancers and Betty Jesuits. What the fuck is going on? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want everyone inside. That means Daniel and Scott. Give me a roll. Discipline roll, more specifically.
Discipline. All right.
Yeah.
Would leadership or composure help here?
No. Let's see for more like observant. Then you have like anything observant or like related to. You have constantly watching, Scott. So I'll take that in mind. It's not really danger or hidden enemies, but I'll make your difficulty. I'll lower your difficulty by 1.
I'll go with duty. There we go. But my house, everything can move. Would that apply here?
Yeah.
There we go. I'll buy 1 dice for 1 threat.
And see, 5 successes.
Nice, nice. It's very good. That's very good. Damn. Can't believe got the complication. Shit. Yeah. I'll even roll for these people. So
I rolled 2 1s. I can't believe it. Damn.
okay. Nick's kind of dropped the fucking ball. Okay. Yeah, I know the 5 successes will definitely do it. Daniel, you swear for like a moment there. There's the room is still pretty dark, so one of the dark corners there's someone you can feel like you realize they're just looking at you, and then you kind of like glance. Daniel, they're wearing a blindfold. And then the moment they noticed you staring at them for like that instant, they just start walking away.
Interesting.
They are wearing Alexi's clothes though.
They are wearing Alexa.
Very
clothes.
festive, very festive. It's probably God, they do blend in.
Come on, Daniel. Let's go get him. Let's figure out what the fuck.
Yeah, seeing that, Daniel is actually going to, well, I mean, did Scott also know this, or just Daniel?
No, this is just you, Daniel.
Right.
God got 4 successes. He would have noticed it as well, but alas.
Alright, yeah. Daniel is going to go to, yeah, Daniel is going to is Damocles like talking with his wife at this point?
Yeah,
At this point
probably.
in the podcast? Yeah. I would go to them, and Daniel is going to tell them. Don't want to alarm, but we might want to have a sweep of your palace. There was and this did not look like Alexi, but he was wearing Alexi's clothes,
He
right?
was wearing Alexi's clothes, he just had a blindfold on.
Yes. Saw a man in a blindfold wearing Alexi's clothes. And I'll point it out where he was like walking to.
Immediately Onyxia will like call in some of the guards, kind of like on her comlink, give them orders that they quietly begin to sweep.
If Daniel, because he was with Daniel, if he hears that, Scott's already going to make his way towards that
I was
direction.
gonna say, Scott, at this point, yeah, you do definitely notice this, because, yeah, you just
Yeah.
immediately go down the hallway. You do see someone walking at the end, kind of like from the back.
He's gonna like pick up his pace, start jogging. He's like, "Sir."
They don't stop. They just kind of like take a round corner.
He's gonna start double timing it. Follow this guy. I don't know if his wife is gonna follow him, but he's definitely going.
No, your wife was a bit confused because she rolled poorly. I'm afraid.
Oh yeah, no, Scott's just booking it.
Yeah. You kind of like start running. You round about the corner. There's no one there, but you do see some articles of clothing kind of being like strewn about. The jacket he was wearing, and the blindfold.
Do I have access to the Nyx's comms?
Probably not. But there's like guards behind you that are already on the move.
All right. fan out. Where does this hallway lead? Is there any hidden compartments in this area?
They nod and they like point about like 4 different spots where actually the wall is just like a fake wall and you can like push and like slide.
All right. I don't know how many are with me, but I'm gonna say groups of 2 there, 1 with me here, 2 there, 2 there. And 1 down the main hall. Go.
Yeah. You start spreading out. You can give me a move roll. Try and move fast.
Did we gain any momentum from my roll? Is that like another contested roll?
That was a contested roll. Which
Okay.
you definitely won.
I'm gonna should I buy 2 more risks to find this guy? Or get 2 more dice to find this guy? Daniel, I'm leaving it to you.
How much that do we currently have?
0.
Zero? Yeah.
We did the XP.
In that case, yeah, go for it.
Is there any way I can get a determination from this? Because they're our ally and I'm helping them believe in honoring agreements.
Sure. It's nice. Yeah, you do spread around. And this place's configuration is definitely mind-bending. There's like fake walls, there's hallways that lead to nowhere, there's dead ends. At this point, you're not really sure where you're going.
Don't I have a guard with me?
Would you take like guards with you? Cause I thought you said them like they should like split up. If you would have taken a
I
guard
said
with you.
2 and then 1 with me.
Okay, then yeah, sure. Let me just roll for the guard then, because they're not as good as you. I'm not gonna lie. Roll 2 successes. So yeah, no, you go around, navigate. It's still tiring for you. The guard definitely knows this place, so they can navigate it more easily. No, you don't seem to spot anyone.
He punches while like shit. Get a hold of the other squad, see if anybody's found anything.
Well, about half an hour later, no one has anything. They did find the rest of the clothes, by the way, but
Inform Lady Nix that we lost track of them.
yeah, no, like they are all in contact. As eventually you get to regroup. The party kind of being put a bit on hold.
God's gonna look at Daniel and Lady Nix and shake his head and then smile and be like, "Sorry, folks. Just a minor issue, but continue the festivities, please."
Yeah, well, yeah, eventually the party will wrap up though at the end. It's very late now. It's about 3 in the morning. People are tired. Everyone's kind of heading to sleep. If there's a conversation you would like to have with them, as Daniel, you do learn that they didn't catch the intruder.
All right. Oh. Well, at least it's confirmation Lexi wasn't just making the blindfolded man up. That man is real. how, yeah, I was able to infiltrate this place and then get out almost without being noticed.
Anitia is furious. Like, she's fuming. She's like barely controlling this like inner rage she has right now.
Daniel, remind me, when we have our navigators, they are seeing where our ship's going to be, right? Is it possible this guy is using the drug to predict where we're going to be?
I suppose it's possible, but
Highly
even if he
unlikely.
had, it's highly unlikely. Possible, but unlikely. And even if it did, that would not enable somebody to just vanish into thin air.
There were compartments, maybe. I don't know.
Even if there were compartments, even if you could see the perfect route through. Guards locking down the apartments, guards who also know the compartments, unless the man got lucky. Even with the knowledge of the perfect route to take, luck can only take a man so far.
I will begin questioning all the guards. Husband, please take care of our guests. I have many things to attend to.
Scott will offer any assistance and offer
No.
our managers. No,
No, she doesn't want to the Bene Gesserit. She feels there's a hint of embarrassment at this point. She's like, no, she's probably gonna torture some people. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's like, oh, she's pulling out
I
the
gotta kill
torturing tools.
something.
Yeah,
Ah,
she's like,
I need to kill something.
you take care of my daughter, and well, I'm sure that you'll have to leave tomorrow.
Sadly.
I am sorry that the party was spoiled by this incident. I'll do my
No,
best to find the perpetrator.
Don't apologize. I prefer this over get-togethers. This is important, but I appreciate everything you guys have done. And if you guys need anything, especially with this, please don't hesitate to send a message.
She nods. As yeah, she'll take her leave, and Damocles will guide you back. Says, you can get a few hours of sleep. Your shuttle will depart in 6 hours.
Hmm.
And I will make sure to keep up my end of the bargain. Thank you, Daniel.
Of course. Welcome, Lord Damocles.
And yeah, politely bow and take his leave. As you do see Alexia and Fiala just kind of like walking hand in hand back to their rooms.
He's gonna cough and say, "Fiala,
Huh?
come
Oh.
here."
Of course, my lord.
You do note. You both notice like the ring on her finger.
Yeah, I'll let my boy talk to the witch. Daniel's actually going to Lexi, moment at a time. I'd like a conversation.
Of
Fiala,
course.
room.
Which of these are you going to handle first, Grant?
Let's see. Have your conversation with Alexi as you like drag him into your room.
All right, Alexi, I'm going to tell you this as there is a matter that you may be questioned over. That man who guided you here,
Yes.
and told the man blindfolded, he was here. He was inside Lady Nyx's palace. He was able to avoid her guards, which meant either he has a man on the inside, he has knowledge of her palace, or possibly another factor that has not been considered yet. Regardless, it should be noted this has made the lady very upset. Which is why,
Like,
if there
I
is-
need to go and apologize right now. On
Yeah.
my fault. It's on my fault.
Yes. You will apologize to Lord Damocles. The lady is quite upset, and she is performing official business now, which is also why you will inform them in a clear, concise manner, Lord Damocles, without embellishment, if there was any embellishment, the story of this, how you met this man. Because even if he means no harm, even if he means no ill will,
I just needed his help. I needed his help, and he said
yeah,
he would assist, and I didn't realize. I'm so sorry.
that's, again, we don't know what this man intended. He was wearing your clothes, it should be noted, which, well, that's neither here nor there, I suppose. This has put Lady Nyx quite on edge. I just want to tell you this because, of course, you, as the only other person who has seen this man face to face, will be likely questioned.
Feel as he. Yes, of course.
And like again, I'll repeat it. You will apologize and speak to Lord Damocles. I would not advise apologizing directly to Lady Nyx at this time.
Yeah, he will bow and will immediately leave to find Damocles. He's probably gonna apologize to Nyx as well. This man has no survival instinct.
Ah, jeez.
Hopefully, Damocles can keep doing that.
He rushes and before he rushes outside, what the conversation between Fiala and Scott.
Fiona,
My lord, is something the matter?
couple things. Where were you?
I was with Lord Alexei. We were in the
We had
gardens.
it. We had an intruder, and I spent part of the night chasing after them.
Oh, that is quite
Second,
dangerous, my lord. Why did you not
what's
ring
with?
for me?
Secondly, the ring on your finger.
I know. Isn't it quite lovely?
It is. Where'd you get it?
Lord Alexei had handed it to me. He has asked me
Uh,
for marriage.
And you politely declined, and he gave it to you as a gift.
Well, that'd be a little strange, wouldn't it, my lord?
So what I'm hearing is, I invited my friend. You showed it. I told you to talk to him,
Mm-hmm.
nothing more, and now you are engaged to marry a individual who is the underling of of an important house that we have business associations with, who got pissed when we began to work with when we began to influence him a little bit, and now our Bezzy Genuit is now going to marry him.
You sound very upset about these whole state of affairs.
Yeah, you better hope that Daniel did not notice about that wedding ring, because if this endangers our, we just lost we separated ourselves from one of the major players and put ourselves under the person who you just married their underling, or are going to marry their underling. So you and me and Daniel are going to sit down and have a nice little chat.
Would a Mason house be such a moment of upset then? I was not aware that they were so. Well, I will speak with Lord Daniel, of course. I was planning to speak with him immediately as well. If
Go
this
talk.
seems, Mhm. If this gets
I'm
in the
good.
way of my duties, I will. She actually looks sad when she thinks of that. I will do what I must, of course.
He put the hand on her shoulder. I'm happy for you both. It's a little soon. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's a little soon. But go get Daniel's blessing, because this is not a call I can make. But I'm I I am happy for you both. Like, Scott is both annoyed but also kind of happy for his friends. But he also knows that this is real bad. So go talk to Daniel, and I will
Oh,
talk to Alexi.
but this intruder, why was I not informed? I could have helped in some form of way. Is something.
It was very fast, and there wasn't any time.
Very well, my lord. I will speak with Lord Daniel, and do what he tells me, of course.
Because, yeah.
As she would go to Daniel, of course, with funny information to inform him.
Yeah, well, as like Alexi just rushes out of the room and says, "My lady, my lord, excuse me, I must make amends," and just bolts.
Alexi, like, oh, shit.
Isn't he great?
He's gonna die. He looks like the guy who's already dead but doesn't even know it yet. And he's my pal.
I sent him to go apologize to Lord Damocles. He may have unwittingly brought an infiltrator straight to their doors.
Ooh, that is quite alarming at itself.
No. Don't worry. Damocles won't kill him. Lady Nyx might, which is why I told him not to apologize to Lady Nyx.
Oh, since you are here, my lord.
Which?
Yes,
Where did you get that ring from?
I got it from Lord Alexi, of course. He has asked me to marry him, and I have said yes. Though Lord Scott tells me that I should inform you and get your blessing for such a union.
Well, if you know how this might look, an agent of my house marrying a very young, controllable heir. Paranoid people might get ideas on that.
That is true, and I must confess, my lord, I got swept up in the whole thing. It was quite exciting, and it's not just you I have to informed. I don't believe well, I must tell my mothers as well.
We're less worried about that.
I am worried about that.
Yes, you should be. Daniel will kind of just, with a contemptuous, kind of wave, will say, toy around with the Vodnik boy all you want. If I am informed that House Ravenum is upset, if they do not like it, or if they think that it is something that should not be done, know this, I will claim no knowledge of it. You will be alone to defend yourself.
Of course, my lord. I would not have it any other way.
Well then, suppose should get some rest. Be leaving soon enough. And once we get back to Herculon, we are immediately working on the Hades situation.
Of course, my lord.
Go have fun with your man if he returns.
I shall.
Daniel,
Thank you.
a word.
Yes. Dismissed witch.
He bows and leaves, of course.
Vikos, Hades. You're slowly replacing their cut. What are you planning, Daniel?
What am I planning? What am I planning? I'm of two minds of the thing, actually. One hand, I don't want to plan anything. On one hand, I want to ride out this storm as best as I can. But on the other hand, this Bene Gesserit does have the perfect mixture of attributes, doesn't she? She has just enough skill to make herself useful, but she has just enough youthful and experience to do idiotic things of her own accord. That makes her a very valued asset. If she actually oversteps, I can claim that she adopted the Vodnik boy of her own accord. I didn't order her to do that. And, genuinely, we've spent nothing to get her. Malenkovs might be upset if one of their assets burned in such a fashion, but at the end of the day, well, this asset falls of her own accord. We could smooth things over, and if she manages to thread this needle, if she does manage to get the Vodnik boy in her grasp, you could benefit from it.
You you will, if the marriage does go through, have the wife of a house in your court. You have Hades who will owe you. You will be seen as a minor house.
Yes. You know, it has something I have given thought to. We are under the protection, well, nominally, as Orpheus, through them still connected to Ravinum. The information broker on this world will owe me. By marriage, I am linked to a house of assassins. Through this house of assassins, I have connections to another house, Hyros. Kiss has business arrangements with me. I know I've talked against moving fast before, but perhaps with the way this world seems to be throwing these events at us, perhaps sitting back and bunkering down is a misstep. Perhaps in a matter like this, meeting it head on, knock our enemies back, cause them to stumble. Perhaps that is the route we should go.
I will say this as an advisor. In politics, if you're not on offense, you're on defense. I think you are in a position to. You don't ever need to win the fight. You just need to hurt them enough to make them think twice before doing it again.
Indeed. And I think we're in a good position, my boy. I think we've played the situation as just about as well as anyone could. And I doubt anyone if anyone had replaced us, they could have done better than us. We have no masters. We have no one above us that pulls our strings. I think it's time we show them that those are more than just words.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah, as the day would pan out, things would amount to nothing more. Of course, the screams do not penetrate the shroud of silence, but Anicia didn't really find anything. None of the guards seem to have croaked. None of them are missing. Even if you bring Fiala to like sniff some of them, none of them have the face dancer stuff. Alexei did in fact just run straight to Anicia, bypassing Damocles, still alive. Although he was told to just sit quiet, and he just may have seen some shit. But she didn't kill him. She did she doesn't blame him. She's like, you're just an idiot and you were like used. The brief investigation that would be done, and what she would be told is that whoever infiltrated used Alexei to gain access to some kind of like open windows. Basically, he was told to leave some strategic open windows.
Ooh.
So Alexei thought, hey, this is just because I need your help, because I am getting married and I'm gonna give you a ring, right? So I'm gonna provide this cool stuff for you. It's fine. Let's leave the window open. Thank you. Bye bye. And basically just used him to gain access point to the house. It is still quite concerning, whoever this individual was, because being able to navigate even the city for someone who is an outsider, that's like unheard of. So they're probably gonna do like a much more wide and in-depth investigation, but that will take more time. In the meantime, you are put back on your transport shuttles and will have returned back. And I think on that glorious end state